Hey, what's up, everybody? I want to welcome you to another episode of the Dreamers Pro Daily Recap, where we give you a recap of all of the hot topics that we covered that day. You can catch them in their long format and also catch it fully streaming for free on Apple Podcasts. So LeBron James is making headlines with some of the things that he said on the Mind the Game podcast. The latest one that I heard from Too Raw for TV and Sports and Fitness Rants before doing this show. I was watching it before as I was setting up to go here, but I'll watch it when I'm done. That LeBron said that the era in which they played in terms of the bubble was the most purest form of basketball. Too Raw for TV just out there losing his mind. I haven't heard what Sports and Fitness Rants has to say. I'm going to check them out and see what they have to say after this, because I got to hear what these guys have to say about that. But anyway, LeBron has been making headlines, but there was a big conversation yesterday that circulated throughout the sports world, which was centered on some comments that LeBron made, where he was talking about the fact that he didn't have a bag, right? People were saying that he doesn't have a bag. He swiftly responded to people saying that I have 50,000 points, which then created a whole other conversation when people were talking about bags and all that. And I had a few thoughts about it. We did a live about it yesterday. Some other thoughts occurred to me a little bit later that I'm going to share with you guys in this video here. So anyway, yesterday I was just kind of seeing what was out there, and I came across a show. It's actually an FS1 show, which is even more surprising. It's called Breakfast Ball. And they had Craig Carlton on there, and they had Danny Parkins, and they were talking about this situation. And if you don't know anything about Greg Carlton, Greg Carlton talks about LeBron James the way a normal fan would talk. He doesn't talk about LeBron the way an analyst would talk about him on TV. He basically says what any person that's not necessarily a fan of LeBron is thinking, and he would just go in there and say it. And folks, that is absolutely what happened yesterday. So what I want to do now is I'm going to play exactly what he had to say yesterday. I want you guys to listen to the back and forth between him and Danny, and then we're going to come back and continue on. Take a listen to what he had to say there.
50 billion points is a lot of points. I had no idea it was that many.
Insufferable. He really is. He's a billionaire. He's earned everything that's come his way. He's a great God-given talent, and he obviously busts his ass to stay in shape and all that stuff. But we're complaining about anonymous dudes in their basements that are trolling you, and that really bothers you. And you're asking Steve Nash to agree with you, and Fat Luca to be like, "You're the best. You have 50 billion points. You're the crush." That's why he's just insufferable. And even his highly paid media members who cover for him every week for 52 weeks a year, as long as he's on the planet, eat that crap up. It's disgusting to me. And that's why he'll never be Michael Jordan. Ugh, okay. I see it all the time on social media. LeBron doesn't have a bag. No, you just have more finals losses than a human being on the planet. Sorry, not sorry. You've done nothing in LA. You can win without having a super team. No one counts that championship. And keep complaining about all the lack of pieces you have year after year after year when you're another one-and-done situation and a gentleman's sweep in the playoffs. Everyone says I don't have a bag. Then shut everybody up, find a bag, and go win a title, which you won't do in LA.
Well, he's had 4. Okay. There's a lot there. He obviously has a bag. He's the all-time leading points getter. Yeah. All-time. So, we can do some facts here. As if LeBron needs to. Okay, well, I got a lot for you then.
Okay. We're not saying that he wouldn't invent reasons like social media to fuel him to win, 7 straight, 8 straight, 9 straight. Remember, he never lost a championship. Your hero has lost a lot of them. But it was never his fault because he just didn't have enough talent around him.
He was an underdog in all the finals he lost except for the Dallas.
But here's the deal. Would he have used it? I'm not saying he wouldn't have used it. He wouldn't talk about it. This guy's insufferable. He just is. He has no self-awareness at all. And much like Tom Brady played in the era of social media, never heard him talk about what people say about him online. But I'm sure he uses his fuel to go win another championship and another one. But I don't know what it is with you. And it's the only thing that really bothers me when I go to bed at night.
Go ahead.
You're from Chicago.
I worship at the altar of Michael Jordan.
But you don't.
I do. This is a LeBron story, Greg, and you bring up Michael Jordan. They didn't play each other.
Yes, but I'm asking you to pick one.
Michael
Pick
Jordan.
one.
Michael Jordan.
But it never seems like it.
But my point is that you don't have to.
So you heard his comments, right? I think that he is speaking for a large contingency of people out there. I don't think what he said is controversial whatsoever. And look, there are people out there that really, really, sometimes it surprises me. I'm being sincere with you. It really surprises me the fact that LeBron has so many fans, because I'll be looking at some of his antics. I'm like, y'all like this? Apparently people do. I mean, obviously people do. But he's saying that this guy is just insufferable, man. He essentially said that he's insufferable. And it has everything to do with, I keep bringing it up time after time, it's the y'all don't understand how much of an impact LeBron James's antics have had on people that may have even considered to be fans of his. You be thinking about like, man, could I be a fan of LeBron? Is this something that I could consider doing? And then he'll say something, you're like, bro, I just can't do it. I just can't do it. I ain't got enough honey in my back pockets, bro. I'm not up here ready to twerk for you. I'm not about to shake whatever it is for you. Nah, you ain't gonna be tossing ones at me, baby. Hell no. Dude, come on, y'all, twerk it up. I'm not twerking with you dudes. Get off of me. Stop grabbing my arm. I'm not twerking with you. Like, I ain't doing it. And he's saying that bro, some of y'all don't understand, bro. The no bad okay, let's get to the no bad comments. I can't even believe we're having this conversation, if I'm being sincere with you. There's so many things that occurred to me yesterday when I touched on this topic when we did a live about it. If you guys didn't see the live, you can go check it out. We have Giannis and LeBron on the cover. I said the backless ones strike back. There were so many thoughts I had there. LeBron is saying that it is pointless to have a bag, right? It's pointless. And I'm like, this is insanity. This is utter insanity. It's just sheer insanity to say you don't need a bag. To say that people that have a bag are just up there dribbling the air out of the ball. And I'm going to tell you why. First of all, when you listen to the JJ Redicks, the LeBrons, and all of these guys that like the Gilbert, all of them that tell us, oh, this era is much, much better than eras in the past. What are the two things that they point to? 3-point shooting and dribbling. Ball handling. The way they handle the ball. I mean, the way they handle the ball is unlike anything I've ever witnessed. But then now you have the same people talking about it's an absolute waste of time to be dribbling all over the court. I thought that was what you said was a defining factor for why this era is ahead of eras in the past. Now, all of a sudden, it's dumb to be dribbling the ball all over the place, which is crazy to me because these guys are now arguing against themselves. It's just unbelievable. That's number one. Number two, they spoke about the aspect of having a bag, like as if it's not necessary. And I'm like, you're crazy. Let's remove the word bag and call it skills and moves. The more moves you have in your arsenal, the better you are as a player. This is a fact. And then they started bringing up Michael Jordan, one dribble, pull up to the right. Bro, that's a bag. That's a bag. Are you even joking? You think is every time Jordan wanted to drive right and pull up, it worked? Are you even serious? So defenses didn't pick up on that? Oh, wait a minute. This guy likes to drive right. Let's just put one defender on him, and then we're not going to send help whenever he makes his move. We're just going to let him do it. We're going to let him do it. No. If you go look at Jordan highlights for illegal defense or whatever, if Jordan makes a move, there are plenty of shots where Jordan's scoring over multiple defenders. If Jordan made his move, if he's at the top of the key, let's say he doesn't call for a pick. If he somehow gets into his ball handling, whatever it is, and he goes right, he's able to get past his defender, Jordan is fully capable of pulling up going right or fully capable of pulling up going left. But defenses do something. It's called they send help. So the minute you make your move, I send over a help defender. Now what do? If you don't have a bag, do you know what you're going to do? You're passing out of that double team or that soft double. But if you do have a bag, you can now get to that spot, reverse spin, hezzy, go the other way, and shoot if you establish your pivot. Who don't know this? Oh, just pull up and go. If LeBron says a bag is not important, go back and look at that series against Denver, and he couldn't get a good look. He couldn't, because there wasn't enough moves in the bag. So in a regular 48-minute game, yeah, you can get to the basket here and there, but in the playoffs, teams are going to adjust to that. But then to say that people that have bags are not important, if that's the case, why is Nikola? Because if you have athleticism, you don't beat. So why is what makes Nikola Jokic good? He has a bag and he's better than everybody. He doesn't have this athleticism that you speak of, but he's better than everybody. How do you explain that? He has a bag and he's better than everybody. Almost all the best players in the NBA all have a bag, to use the term. So to say, oh, people that have bags, they're just out there. How do you think Stephen Curry is effective? Stephen Curry is literally a wall. Everything that he does involves skill. Everything. Every single thing that Stephen Curry does involves skill. Everything. From his dribbling abilities, his dribbling skills are what allows him to get to some of those shots. What are y'all talking about? Y'all are trying to redefine basketball like we're all just a bunch of dummies. What are you talking about? Kobe has done videos on this, explaining the importance of being able to be a great offensive player. He's done this. He's done videos on Michael Jordan. So they don't know what they're talking about. All of those videos where Jordan did explaining how to go into the triple threat and all of that, Kobe did. So they don't know. LeBron has spoken. And all of his bootlickers and man, get the out of here with that. That is one opinion that we don't agree with. If I ever had to listen to a basketball take, I'm listening to Jordan before I listen to LeBron. And I'm listening for damn sure I'm listening to Kobe before I listen to LeBron. Get the here with all of that other talking about. Oh, you don't need a bag. I literally watched videos of Kobe teaching you how to be a great offensive player. Literally watched it. But here come LeBron. You don't need a bag, man. You don't need a bag, man. If you had a bag, you wouldn't be losing in one-on-ones to Kyrie Irving, Dwayne Wade, and Michael Beasley, bro. Like, stop the nonsense. Enough is enough with it, bro. Enough is enough, bro. Enough is enough. Like, enough is enough with it, man. Y'all are now trying to redefine what basketball is. Oh, man, you don't need a bag. Jordan was supremely skilled. When you got athleticism, was Jordan the most athletic player in the second three-peat? No, a lot of his athleticism waned, but he had skills. Tim Duncan had skills. Hakeem Olajuwon had skills. Larry Bird had skills. Jerry West had skills. Kobe Bryant had skills. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar had skills. Wilt had skills. Even Bill Russell from the defensive side of the ball had skills. But now here come LeBron. Telling us, man, all these people that got bad, man, they don't need nothing. They ain't got to do nothing, no back. They ain't got to, I scored 50,000 points. Bro, you've been playing for 25 million years. Who are we kidding? What are we talking about? If Jordan came into the NBA at your age and decided to play to the point you're playing, he would have way more points than you. It's not even a conversation. How do I know this? Because he scores more than you. Do you know why? Because he got a bag, my boy. He got a bag. What are we talking about? Footwork. Oh, no, you don't need no footwork. You ain't need no footwork. Just one dribble, go to the basket. What are you talking about? Even Luka Doncic sitting there looking like a hostage. Like they holding Luka hostage in that video. Luka like, man, I don't know what these talking about, bro. Luka got a bag. But no, Luka's not athletic. So how you think he be getting up all them shots? Let me guess. Dribble, go. Pull up. Bro, what are we talking about? These dudes are trying to redefine basketball. And we not going for it. I'm sorry. I don't need no NBA player to tell me what I know, what I can see with my eyes, bro. I already heard Kobe. I already heard Jordan. I already saw their videos, them explaining how to be a great offensive player. But here come LeBron. Telling me, oh man, you don't need it. You don't need it. All those people that be dribbling, they're just wasting time. But by the way, we done with the 90s. Why are we done with the 90s? Because look at how they dribble. These be out here talking, bro. They just be out here just blowing hot air, bro. They just talk. It's like they have no recollection of what they said before. They just be up here talking. This is why this guy is saying y'all and bro, it's unbelievable, bro. I thought you were supposed to be talking X and O's, man. X's and O's. You just up there promoting nonsense and drama. Oh man, you know, yeah, you know, you don't need a bag. It's only players that don't have athleticism. They're the ones that need a bag. What the hell are you talking about, bro? What are you talking about? Look at Jordan, and he can pull up and go left. Bro, stop. Jordan was supremely skilled. Supremely skilled. You can make an argument that Kobe Bryant was the most complete player in basketball when he played. He had no weaknesses. He was like even the best post player. Kobe could beat you in the post, mid post, off the dribble, catch and shoot, all of it. Catch the ball, reverse pivot. No, you don't need to do that. You know why? Just blow bottom and pull up. But I'm out, man. Yo, these I'm tired of these. I'm tired of you. Tired. So, as you guys know, we're currently in the NBA Finals right now, and it's between the Indiana Pacers and the Oklahoma City Thunder. But prior to us getting to this point, there was a team that I was rooting for, and one of those teams was the New York Knicks, right? I went on the record saying multiple times that I would have really loved for the New York Knicks to make it to the finals. I thought it would have been excellent for basketball, right? And when the Knicks were on their run, yes, Jalen Brunson was doing his thing. But if we're also going to be honest, Karl Anthony Towns was stepping up to the plate. He was doing his thing. For instance, this year, in the regular season, he averaged 24.4 points, 13 rebounds, 3.1 assists. That was his regular season numbers. In the playoffs, he was averaging in 18 games, 21.4 points per game on 49% shooting from the field, 35% shooting from the three, while shooting 84% from the free throw line, while getting you 11.6 rebounds, 1.3 assists, only 2.2 turnovers, 0.7 steals, and 0.7 and blocks. And he came up big in multiple series, multiple games, right? I forgot the game that they were playing where Karl Anthony Towns just lost his mind, right? So he did his thing, and I thought he had a fantastic playoff run, and he really helped deliver for the New York Knicks. But there were some comments that went viral, right, that we didn't touch on before. I just decided not to touch on it. And when I found out today's topic, I was like, okay, this would be a good time to kind of give it this Kyrie Irving's comments some reference here. Gilbert Arenas on Gil's Arena made some headlines for some very controversial comments he had to make about Karl Anthony Towns' body. For those of you who don't remember what Gil had to say, want to play what Gilbert Arenas had to say originally about Karl Anthony Towns, and I'm going to come back and continue on the show. Take a listen to Gil here.
Can you just put Cat up there so we can just be educated
after all
on Cat himself? It's him. It's his physical makeup. Long legs, short torso, big ass feet. There's nothing he can do. He's built like a whole. He's built like a female. No. Am I saying something wrong? Look, he's built like a girl. No. He has girl hips. He's like a full WNBA player.
So you heard what Gilbert Arenas said. So yesterday I was just kind of going through the internet, and I came across an article from timesofindia.com, and it was centered on some comments that Kyrie Irving had to make that Legion of Hoops decided to post, where Kyrie Irving was essentially going at people like Gilbert Arenas and some fans who were trying to disrespect Karl Anthony Towns, and Kyrie was like, nah, we're not going for none of that, and I'm not going to be a part of anybody disrespecting Karl Anthony Towns. I'm just not going to go for it. So what we want to do now is want to play exactly what Kyrie Irving had to say in response to some of the things that people were saying about Karl Anthony Towns. And then we're going to come back and continue on the show. Take a listen to what Kyrie had to say here.
Before I forget, y'all got to stop making fun of my brother Cat. I'm done with y'all. Stop making fun of my brother Cat. It's over for that. It's a rap. I'm letting y'all know, if you repost that, you meme him up, I'm attacking you. Not like that physically in GTA, but I'm attacking you. All right? I'm attacking you. Y'all got to leave Cat alone, okay? Because y'all don't know what it's like to grow up in Jersey and have all of these cultures that you're a part of. Trust me on that. Jersey is literally 130 miles long. It is very, very small state. But when I get back to my point, I'm going to explain this to you. But I'm just saying, leave him alone, all right? Leave our Jersey, because he's Dominican, he's black, he grew up in, a certain area in Jersey, just like me. And you got to survive out here. And you have many different demographics of people. So you got to survive out here, all right? Sometimes I don't agree all the time when he be, changing up his tone. Sometimes I don't always agree and all that. You know what I mean? That's funny. But on a serious note, he is a man. He's my brother, and I protect him.
So you heard what Kyrie had to say, right? You heard what he had to say. What are my thoughts on this? I got to say kudos to Kyrie, man. Kyrie Irving gives me the vibes of like a real one. Now, I think Kyrie grew up in New Jersey. He was born in Australia, but he grew up in New Jersey. But Kyrie gives me this feeling like son is a real dude, right? I feel like if you ever met Kyrie Irving, I feel like he's one of those people that you would meet and be like, man, he's cool. Like he's like a normal dude. That's how I see him. I don't know Kyrie Irving, never met him. I'm just judging him from afar, right? So that's one thing. But the second thing is this. Kyrie Irving stands for things, right? And I think Kyrie Irving represents a certain type of discourse in the sports community, right? There are various people that play various roles in sports media. Kyrie, you tend to get a sense that the things that he says are very thoughtful, thought-provoking, and you can tell that he has a particular message whenever he speaks. Even when you see him on podcasts, I think the podcast that he went on, The Pivot, when you listen to Kyrie speak during that podcast and he was talking about different instances, you could see that this dude is out here. He really wants to give information. And for him to come to the defense of Karl Anthony Towns, I thought that was a good thing. Now, people have talked about Karl Anthony Towns' voice and, oh, he talks like that. Bro, I don't even know why this is even a topic. If I'm keeping it a being with you, I don't know why this is even a topic. Why do we care about this guy's walk or how he looks physically or what he sounds like? Who gives a damn, bro? He's playing basketball. I'm not analyzing him to that level at all. At all. The fact of the matter is, Karl Anthony Towns is a hell of a basketball player. I read off his stats, his regular season stats. And if you watched the playoffs this year, you knew that he was an integral part of that Knicks run. Yes, were some games, Jalen Brunson, he was just a man. He didn't get, absolutely. But there were certain games where the Knicks were dead in the water, and if it wasn't for Karl Anthony Towns stepping up to the plate and going out there doing his thing, son, they would have lost earlier in the playoffs. This is a fact. This is a fact. So for Kyrie to stand up for Karl Anthony Towns, man, I thought that was a good move, man. I thought that was a good move. And I look forward to hearing from Kyrie Irving a lot more on some of the. I personally, if I'm being honest with you, I think Kyrie Irving, if there was somebody that was going to get into sports media, I think Kyrie would do really well. Personally, I think so, because Kyrie's thoughtful, man. I think he would do similarly to like a Kobe Bryant. Obviously, I'm not saying he's Kobe Bryant, but Kyrie really thinks things through when he speaks, especially about sports. And he is a savant. Like, we know that. Son is a savant. Let me get into this topic here. So it's been a while since we produced one of these shows, right? But I think it's time because it's interesting and a lot of people are generally interested in this. As you guys know, a couple of years ago, ESPN was going through some turbulence. There was a lot of cord cutting going on. They were firing people like Jeff Van Gundy, Jalen Rose, Mark Jackson, Max Kellerman, Keyshawn Johnson, and a whole bunch of other people, right? So you had that going on. You had the fact that they were also losing subscribers from some of their platforms. People were not watching their shows anymore, and a lot of it had to do with, the change of times. People were now migrating from linear to digital. You have that. Obviously, you have some political things that were also playing a role in some people deciding that they're no longer going to follow ESPN. But a bunch of things were happening, right? And a lot of us thought that ESPN was on the downturn. But one of the people that took it personally, some of the things that was being said about the network, was Stephen A. Smith, who was unquestionably the face of the network. He's their highest paid analyst. He just recently signed a $100 million contract, I think over 4 years or 5 years, I don't know. So Stephen A. Smith came out at the time and he was like, I hear all of the things that are being said out there. We're not going away. All of that stuff that people are saying, it's not going to happen, and we're here to fight, and this and this and that. And to be frank with you, he backed up his words. He was able to find a way to grab Shannon Sharp after he became a free agent, after he left FS1. He joined ESPN First Take, and it was a boon for that show. They were pulling in record numbers. Some days they had over like 900,000 concurrent viewers watching. It was just crazy stuff, right? And he was doing his thing. But it's been a while since I've actually sat down to look at some of their ratings. So yesterday I was just doing some research, going through the internet to see what was happening with ESPN. And I came across a pretty surprising article from Awful Announcing stating the following headline. ESPN posts best Q1 viewership since 2017. Okay, so let's get into the article here. It says, the year 2025 may be the most important in ESPN's history since its humble launch in Bristol more than 4 decades ago. Later this year, ESPN will launch its brand new direct-to-customer platform in a bid to address a concern about cord cutting in the dying cable industry. The company has also been considering various equity deals and partnerships, most notably with the NFL, that aim to reframe the business for the streaming era. But at least at the start of this year, ESPN can look towards its future with some positive momentum. ESPN says in an announcement that it averaged a whopping 868,000 viewers across the first 90 days of the year in 2025. Its best average per minute audience in the first quarter since 2017, up an impressive 22% from just 1 year ago. Its biggest gains were seen in primetime. Get this. ESPN delivered its most watched Nielsen Q1 in 8 years, one of many notable achievements for the company during the first 3 months of 2025. Across its primary network, ESPN averaged 868,000 viewers during every minute of January, February, and March, which is 90 days. In addition to achieving its best Nielsen Q1 viewership since 2017, ESPN's average minute audience was up 22% overall and 15% in the persons 18 to 49 demo from Nielsen Q1 in 2024. Isolating primetime, ESPN averaged 2.3 million viewers across each of its 90 nights. Its best within Nielsen Q1 since 2012. The nearly 2.3 viewers is a 36% increase year over year. You don't have to look too far. You don't have to look far to discover that what led ESPN to such a large viewership increase through the first month of the year. 2025 presents the first year of an expanded 12-team college football playoff. While TNT and ESPN were the beneficiaries of the extra round of games being played on campus in late December, they were still bonus games for ESPN in January. Instead of just having one game after the National Bowl season, ESPN got an extra semi-final round after the year and the championship game. It's also helped that ratings juggernaut like Ohio State, Texas, Notre Dame, and Penn State were involved. The other massive event on ESPN airwaves that was more unpredictable was the Four Nation Face-Off in February, which became an incredible success for hockey. The first in-season international tournament featuring the United States, Canada, Finland, and Sweden took the sports world by storm. It became a major cultural touchstone amidst tense international relations between the incoming Trump administration and our neighbors to the north. A staggering 9.3 million viewers tuned in for the USA-Canada final, which the Canadians won in overtime. This is the largest hockey audience for a non-Olympic game in the modern era. Over the last several years, ESPN's strategy has been to invest heavily in major events and be willing to let other properties go, even if they have held on to them for ages. But judging by these numbers in 2025, the strategy seems to be working. Folks, that's incredible. That's incredible. Stephen A. Smith and ESPN and these guys are doing fantastically well. He certainly played his part. That's incredible. Regardless of whatever some people may think about the network, and we all have our opinions about them, they know how to make money, man. They know how to make money and garner audiences. They simply do. And to be frank with you, I don't see them slowing down for a few reasons. Number one, they have the market cap right now. Number two, they have the money to keep investing in new ideas and trending ideas that are coming up in the future. So when you have smart people working at your company, you have the resources to invest in R&D and all of these other stuff, chances are you're most likely going to stay at the top. And that's what I think. I don't see any other companies usurping them and supplanting them rather, and taking over the number one spot as it comes to sports media being televised, at least in the United States. I just don't see it. So the question. God. If y'all are wondering why I'm like this, we just produced a show. Wow, I just lost my mind, right? So depending on the order in which you're seeing these shows, that's the reason why. LeBron made headlines because of his no bad comments, which was absurd. What made it even worse was that people were now defending it. Oh, well, you know, I mean, you don't need a bag. And I'm sitting, I'm like, what, how low can you guys go? Seriously, how low is there anything LeBron would say that you don't disagree with at all? Or you agree with everything he said? So we got that. I then came across a clip here from Breakfast Ball. It's a FS1 talk show. And they were reacting to the comments, just same no bad comments. And on the panel, they had Greg Carton, Denny Parkins, and Mark Sherlith. And they were talking about this. So Greg Carton starts going off on LeBron as he normally does, which is standard. But as he's talking about him, he then says something that we all know, but I always like to bring it up from time to time, just because I think it's important that people understand that a lot of the nonsense that you see people out here propagating, they don't really believe it. The grift is real. Y'all think that people only grift in politics. No, people grift in sports too. Do you know why? For money. What else? For money. Money. Yes, people lie and say things they don't believe for money. Yes, they do it. You think it's just in politics that they do that? No. They do it in sports too. So what we want to do is want to play exactly what he had to say there, and then want to come back and react to his comments. Take a listen to his commentary there.
50 billion points, a lot of points.
I
had no idea it was that many.
Insufferable. He really is. He's a billionaire. He's earned everything that's come his way. He's a great God-given talent, and he obviously busts his ass to stay in shape and all that stuff. But we're complaining about anonymous dudes in their basements that are trolling you, and that really bothers you. And you're asking Steve Nash to agree with you, and Fat Luca to be like, "You're the best. You have 50 billion points. You're the crush." That's why he's just insufferable. And even his highly paid media members who cover for him every week for 52 weeks a year, as long as he's on the planet, eat that crap up. It's disgusting to me. And that's why he'll never be Michael Jordan. Ugh, okay. I see it all the time on social media. LeBron doesn't have a bag. No, you just have more finals losses than any human being on the planet. Sorry, not sorry. You've done nothing in LA. You can't win without having a super team. No one counts that championship. And keep complaining about all the lack of pieces you have year after year after year when you're another one-and-done situation and a gentleman's sweep in the playoffs. Everyone says I don't have a bag. Then shut everybody up, find a bag, and go win a title, which you won't do in LA.
Well, he's had 4. Okay. There's a lot there. He obviously has a bag. He's the all-time leading points getter.
Yeah.
All-time. So We can do some facts here.
Stat patter.
As if LeBron needs to. Okay, well, I got a lot for you then, Craig.
Okay.
We're not saying that he wouldn't invent reasons like social media to fuel him to win, I don't know, 7 straight, 8 straight, 9 straight. Remember, he never lost the championship. Your hero has lost a lot of them. But it was never his fault because he just didn't have enough talent around him.
He was an underdog in all the finals he lost except for the Dallas.
But here's the deal. Would he have used it? I'm not saying he wouldn't have used it. He wouldn't talk about it. This guy's insufferable. He just is. He has no self-awareness at all. And much like Tom Brady played in the era of social media, never heard him talk about what people say about him online. But I'm sure he uses his fuel to go win another championship and another one. But I don't know what it is with you. And it's the only thing that really bothers me when I go to bed and
Go ahead.
You're from Chicago.
I worship at the altar of Michael Jordan.
But you don't.
I do.
This
is a LeBron story, Craig, and you bring up Michael Jordan. They didn't play each other.
Yes, but I'm asking you to pick one.
Michael Jordan.
But it never seems like it.
But my point is that you don't have to.
So you heard what he had to say. What are my thoughts about this? We know this already. He's not breaking news. The reason we're producing this show is because to say, hey, look, here's another instance of somebody that's in the business that works one of these companies, Fox and all of them, they're saying it. Because when we say it, oh man, you don't know nobody, bro. You don't know nobody. But when they say, bro, the game is rigged, bro. I'm sorry to break it to some of you guys. And you know who I feel the worst for? The people that endure their BS. The people that buy into it. The people that think, man, these guys are making sense. They're not making no damn sense. These guys, a lot of them, don't believe what they're saying. A lot of them. A good amount of them are just up there grifting. Why? Because they know it would endear them and get them a younger audience. They know this. He said it. Nick Wright is part of Clutch Sports. Chris Broussard is part of it. They said it. I'm not the one that... They said it. All of these guys, Shannon Sharp, and all of them. It's very few people. You want to know people that are not? Stephen A. Smith. You want to know another guy who's not? Mike Wilbon. Listen to what he had to say on ESPN First Take. Listen to what he had to say. Listen to how Craig was challenging Danny. Like, bro, you're a Jordan fan, but I don't know. Then he brought up another interesting point. How can you be a Jordan fan and LeBron? I don't believe those two. I don't believe it. He's saying it's just impossible. But he's also saying that there are people in media that are paid. Of course there are. Of course there are. Now, the sad part about it is they all, well, I was going to say they all do a bad job, but that's not true. A lot of them do a good job because they've been able to convince a few buffoons out here that this thing is really the big. There are people out there that really believe it. There are people that, believe it or not, believe literally that, oh man, LeBron is better than Jordan. They truly believe it. And you know who convinced them? Shannon Sharp, Nick Wright, Kendrick Perkins, and whoever else is out there twerking. Whoever else they got out there twerking, believe them. They believe these guys. But the vast majority of us, we not going for it. We not going for it. And that's the reason why people, whenever they push back on their nonsense, it always makes headlines. Because like, what? He said he not. Read some of these publications. We read some of them. This article omitted LeBron from this. It's like, yeah, not everybody believes that, bro. Not everybody believes that. Oh, man, Dreamers Pro, all y'all doing out there hating. Nah, we calling it out, man. We not just going to let you guys run out here and just be saying whatever. But you heard it again for yourself. This is another guy in corporate sports media saying that this dude pays people to say that he the GOAT. Another one.